It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders on Sunday night primetime.
Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many, many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other. From the moment they're tabbed the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. Fielded just shy of the end zone. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller, already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Throwing now, off play action. Going deep right away. And what a way to get this one started, but his deep shot falls incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. He's going to throw this one. He finds Jaxson. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
So now here's 3rd and 5. They'll throw it. Connects with Johnson. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That one gains 7. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
From the gun, it's Tracy. And he drives it up past the 45. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They go right back to Tracy. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Escapes the puck. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
The Giants ready to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. But, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
From the gun, it's Daniels. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. First carry now for Austin Eckler. Jukes one defender, and they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it, but that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the 1st down. Pops up right away and signals 1st down.
Daniels on 1st down. He'll get this one to Brown. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
An option give to Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Robinson will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Once more, it's Robinson. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Commanders have a great first drive and get the game's first points. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First and 10 now from the 30. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. That pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Complete beyond the marker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. They're throwing it. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. Cuts it to the right sideline. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. All set up now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Gets this to Jaxson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. 1 quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. From the gun on 3rd down. Has it in close. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants tie this game 7-7. Gano ready to send this away. He's going to field this at the 2. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Back out run the Commanders for their 2nd drive of the game. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Eckler. He cuts it to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Option play. Here's a give to Eckler. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's 2nd and 7. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on a screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Staying with Robinson. He'll cobble together a yard there. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Cap on Deebo Samuel. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Commanders will have a first.
Those routes across the field become oh so dangerous the longer that play progresses. It gives him more time to get free, wiggle away from that man-to-man coverage. And with enough time, it's almost inevitable he'll find enough space for a completion.
And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. A 27-yard look here. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Giants ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Ball at the 33 for first down. Airing it out to start this drive. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 38. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Back to throw now. He lofts it deep left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate. before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
That's taken at the 15. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30. Nice 12-yard pickup on the return. And the Commanders will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, here's Daniels. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. Complete, it's McLaurin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
That's taken in by Samuel. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Man in motion, out of the slot. On 2nd down, Robinson. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. It's the Commanders, with only a yard to go here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Giants using their 1st time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. He's looking 34 yards here down the middle. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. 2nd and 4. Finds him over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. Throwing now on 1st down. Like a good target, Brock. Neighbors is there. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They are now set for 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Hauled in left side. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Graham Gano and the Giants field goal unit out. From the left hash, 34 yards away. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Drops to a knee, and that pesky final second runs off. So we're to the end of our 1st half. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report.
It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Gano ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now the shotgun give to Eckler. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down read option, he keeps it running right. Reaches the 30, and he's going to be taken down at the 28. Excellent pickup to move the chains, 36 yards in the end.
Hey, forget about it. Forget first down. For a moment, they were thinking touchdown on that play. What a time to deliver a breakaway run, and that puts a ton of momentum on their side for the next snap.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Daniels on first down. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Daniels. Completed over the middle. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. A toss now to Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks, and I'm looking for that to be called again.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. He brings it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Daniels back to throw. it to the 2 before the stop. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Robinson. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Shotgun handoff now to Eckler. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. Now here comes the New York offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They've got 1st down from the 31. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's stepping up and takes off with this one.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. A handoff to Tracy. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
The Giants are set to punt. It's going to be Jamie Gillen doing the honors. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Begins his return at the 16. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. The Commanders and running back Austin Eckler headed back to the field. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game. A little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Daniels. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. That's Bobby Okereke. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
The Giants offense all set to get started. And they're going to be on the edge of field goal range to start after that interception. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. From the gun, it's Tracy. Will drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. All down by Dorrance Armstrong. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Off the play fake, he's gonna throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And it's 2nd and goal.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
A give to Tracy up the middle. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. They only managed 1 on that carry. Now they're going to have 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
They're going to look to throw on 3rd and goal. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
On 4th down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders returning their offense and this running back to the field. They're coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Samuel comes in motion left. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Daniels to throw. He's on the move. Now he takes it.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. They just get the play off. That one's caught along the left sideline. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Commanders' ball. A chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the 4th. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants' side of the field. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that, but let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
From the gun, it's Robinson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They're set up at the 35 now. On first down, here's Daniels. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. 16 yards on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Play fake here, Daniels. And not a great choice on first down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Robinson on the inside give. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Commanders go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot, but on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating.
Look at you.
And yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They've got first down from the 31. They'll come out throwing. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Second and 10 now. He finds Slayton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big 34-yard pickup there. And the Giants will have a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Putting the tight end in motion. Connects with Jaxson. Running in the red zone. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. He'll throw it yet again. Flush down now to his left. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Giants now within 1 score in the 4th. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Gano's point after is good. And the Giants chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return starts at the 9. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they have leaned on him to get this offense to the end zone in the game, and he's delivered. He's hit pay dirt 3 times. Part of a really nice game for him so far, Brock. Been returning good value on the looks that he's been getting. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A handoff for Robinson, running right. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Another carry for Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. He's back to throw. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Commanders leading by 7. New set of downs for him from the 46. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. So quickly, the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Staying with Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants cut it to a point late in this one. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for two and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this two-point conversion, or is he going to lean into his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Gano ready to send this away. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The home teams and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Here he is to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. To throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Setting up to pass. That's taken in by Samuel. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
First and 10, a run to Robinson. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. On now is Matt Gay with a kick to decide this game. This a 39-yarder. The kick is good. He got it. And he hits one more time to win them this game. So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from DC.